And now to a 2 News update on a story that we've been following for you. The greatest generation takes great pride in their heritage and past. And as the numbers of that generation dwindle every year, some still want to know more about who they actually are. In this heartwarming post-holiday follow-up, 2 News Oklahoma problem solver Pete Knutson continues the story of one elderly gentleman and his family who searched for answers for 2 decades.
It's been long believed by some that the best gifts come in small packages. We found one of those Christmas gifts this season in the hands of Jack Strain in the form of a heavy piece of paper from the Cherokee Nation.
It was like Miracle on 34th Street.
For a gentleman who proudly displays his patriotism and even his love for a good game of pool, this gift, while small in stature, his family tells us, will be larger than life in many important ways.
It's the proof he's wanted all his life.
We first told you about the many chapters of Jack's life last fall. A somewhat faded, somewhat crinkled black and white picture shows Jack Strain standing between his parents, his mom and dad, who would eventually divorce, sending Jack and his brothers and his sisters to foster homes, each to live their own lives, some to go their separate ways, even to different states. Decades later, Jack wanted to know who he really was. He had eventually heard he was Cherokee.
He worked on this so hard back in the early 2000s when he first retired and his adoptive family all died. And he just kept hitting one brick wall after another.
Susan Strain is Jack's daughter-in-law and has dedicated her life, made it her mission to find out about Jack's life as he nears 90 years old. But to find out if a person is Cherokee, in many cases, it takes a pre-adoption birth certificate, which since the early 1930s has been elusive, seemingly impossible to find.
Some days I would work 20 hours a day, 23 hours.
But their first big break came when Susan finally discovered Jack's parents' divorce decree from decades ago.
And for the first time, we had Jack and his parents and his siblings on a legal document saying this is who he is. And he is so excited about this.
Still, though, no certified proof of where Jack was born and the heritage of his ancestors, although the documents seem to indicate Jack was born in Oklahoma. So in April of 2022, Susan applied in writing for Jack's pre-adoption birth certificate from the state of Oklahoma. After several months with no response, she again contacted the state's Vital Records Agency. She was told since an adoption was involved, the records were sealed, and she'd need a court order, which she hired a lawyer to obtain. When weeks passed and still no birth certificate, she contacted the state again.
And they said, well, we're not going to give it to you without a court order. And I said, you've got it already. And they said, we can't find it.
That order was signed by a judge in September of 2022. But as of last month, the state still hadn't produced the certificate.
So with the Indian Child Welfare Act requiring states to give up documents that will rejoin Indians with their tribe, and with a court order, I would expect that the state of Oklahoma should produce the birth certificate.
Frustrated, Susan contacted the problem solvers. Less than a day after we asked why the state hadn't complied with the court order, she heard from the Vital Records Office, saying it can't find any record of a pre-adoption birth certificate for Jack in Oklahoma. Not the answer she wanted, but still an answer, and she and Jack can move on.
Before Jack dies, I'd like to have him have his birth certificate, and I'd like to see him recognized as a member of the Cherokee Nation.
Since Oklahoma doesn't have Jack's original birth certificate, Susan will try to find out if he was actually born here in Colorado, in one of several counties along the Rocky Mountains, where his family was known to have lived. Eventually, we learned the Cherokee Nation offers other options that could help in Jack's situation. Susan says a Cherokee agency asked for other documents, such as signed affidavits, that could lead to him being recognized as a Cherokee Nation citizen. Finally,
he was so excited.
Enough of the pieces of Jack's scattered and tangled and confusing history finally came together in the form of that small gift on a piece of heavy paper.
On December 26th, we received a letter from the Cherokee Nation.
His card that states Jack is a member of the Cherokee Nation.
At the age of 90, he finally received what he'd been wanting for so long, the best Christmas gift ever.
Yes, indeed, Jack and his family say, the best gifts can come in the smallest of packages. Pete Knutson, 2 News Oklahoma, Problem Solvers.
So great to see that solved. Well, if you ever need help, call our 2 News Oklahoma Problem Solvers at 918-748-1502 or send us an email to problemsolvers@kjrh.com.